Like, this was the thing that I was thinking about with Jon Jones. Jon Jones said he needed 6 months to prepare for Aspinall if he's going to fight Aspinall. So they were trying to make a deal, and then he decided to retire. But it's 6 months because he's not training, like, at all. Like, he just doesn't train. Like, in between fights, just doesn't train.
Yeah.
To me, the real fight would have been Jon Jones versus Francis. That's the real fight. Clearly, I'm not responsible for making decisions because I would have made a lot of different decisions, and I would have Francis, let's talk, let's work this out. That guy's a star. Francis is the fucking scariest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah,
that's a star. You know, like, that guy as the heavyweight champion is so fucking marketable. He puts people into orbit.
Yeah.
You know, he flatlined Stipe. He flatlined Alistair. He flatlines people. He's fucking terrifying.
Joe Rogan has finally reacted to the news that Jon Jones has officially retired from the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and his comments have once again sparked debate across the MMA world. While Joe didn't directly say that Jon is gone forever, he made it clear that the moment feels like the closing chapter of an era. During a recent discussion, Rogan admitted it's difficult to imagine the heavyweight division without Jones, but he also acknowledged that the sport moves quickly and that the division now belongs to Tom Aspinall.
I go back and forth on what I think the greatest of all time means, but if you want to say, like, who dominated his division longer than anybody, who beat everybody that was ever any good in his division, and who never lost, that's Jon Jones. The only time you could say he had a controversial decision was the Dominic Reyes fight. That was Dominic Reyes was coming up, he was in his prime, it was a really good fight, a really close fight, but Jon won what I think was a split decision, and then he had a split decision with Thiago Santos. But the bottom line is Jon won all those fights. He wins the heavyweight title too. It's tough to argue he's not the greatest of all time. Aspinall's a freak. Even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. But Jon has been used to fighting guys like Alexander Gustafsson, guys who are really fast at light heavyweight. So the speed is not going to be as much of an adjustment. He fought Lyoto Machida. Machida was a lightning bolt, man. And he caught Jon a bunch of times. But then there's the thing of getting caught by Lyoto Machida is not like getting caught by 255-pound Tom Aspinall.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just fucking moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see, like, he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
Jon was shitting all over Aspinall, saying that
I think that's a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades because Curtis was teeing off
Doing
on him.
well.
Unless Jon avoided him, unless Jon used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
The Shop Shutdown.
That's a 7-part series on
Cyborg.
it. Yes. The Stipe fight, which is just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Cyril Gane, though.
Yeah,
but Cyril Gane doesn't have wrestling, doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned jiu-jitsu gym. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Aspinall is past the first round, right? Because we've seen him. He looks so fast. He looks, you're like, nobody moves like him. He looks like a younger Kane.
Right.
But he just keeps knocking these guys out so quick. So I'm like, let me see him past the first round to see if he has that cardio as well.
Joe Rogan praised Jon Jones for everything he has accomplished, but he also hinted that this situation could be a strategic move. Rogan said, if Jon truly is retired, he's going out on top. Still holding the title in many fans' eyes, still undefeated for over a decade, and still the GOAT in the minds of many. But that's exactly what's fueling the controversy. The MMA world is divided. Some believe this is a smart decision to protect his legacy, while others argue it's a cop-out, saying Jones avoided the one challenge that could have defined this stage of his career, facing Tom Aspinall in his prime. And it's not just fans debating the situation. Fighters, analysts, and coaches across the sport have started weighing in, questioning what this retirement really means. Is Jon truly finished, or is he leaving the door slightly open in case the right opponent or the right price appears?
And Jon had been telling us for quite some time, I already told the UFC my plans. I'm not sure why they haven't done anything with it. But it seems as though as he continued to try and hint at what his plans were, the UFC felt like their hand was forced and they had to put it out there. Because at this point, what are we waiting for? Now, Tom Aspinall is coming to Las Vegas this week. He will be there back end of the week. He was told that a decision would be made by International Fight Week. Why I think this is ludicrous that it all went down like this was, we had waited so long for the resolution to this issue. Could they have not done something in Las Vegas in front of all the fans before the press conference, after the press conference, before the weigh-ins, after the weigh-ins, in the middle of the card on Saturday, before the fight, after the fight, presenting Tom with the belt, saying, you are the man, this is the glamour division, you are the baddest man on the planet, you're the heavyweight champion, you've done it all right, everything we've asked of you. Why not do it like that? He's literally going to be there in a couple of days. Where every media member, every fan is going to be there. You do it like this? In a throwaway, midway through a press conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, in the middle of the night over there, when no one's paying attention, you do it like that? What is that?
Defend the belt against the top guy. You can't be the guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that pissed a lot of people off.
See,
agree or disagree?
Yeah. So I agree with you. And here's the thing: like my whole entire career, I've always defended Jon. I've always defended Jon Jones, and I'm gonna say this: like, I truly believe he's one of the best to ever do it. I truly believe that. I've worked out in the same room as him. I've seen his eyes, I see how he moves. But then when I sit there and I've always wanted to do this on my channel, is basically dissect a person's career. Go to the very first time they got into the UFC and just go through the whole entire thing. And let me go through it. It's like Michael Wanzer, I love him to death. He is so honest and unbiased. And he was like, dude, like, how are you going to say Jon Jones is one of the greatest of all time when he's fucking failed a drug test?
Multiple times.
Like, listen to yourself right now. Like, you're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. He's like, you actually look stupid. Like, you and GSP and Khabib have never failed a drug test.
Yes.
Not fucking once.
Yes.
And you're sticking up for somebody who's clearly failed a drug test, right? Now, if you go, I know Shaquille O'Neal said, oh, he's one of the greatest. Shaq, let me sit you down. Let me run you through the whole entire career of all that stuff, right? And, you know, when you sit there and you peel back the onion and you start looking at that, it's like, you know, yeah, I always...
You didn't believe in that. That's not what you were about.
Yeah,
I didn't believe it. So how can someone who did that multiple times...
It's like approval. It's almost like if you're putting him in the same category as
then
you,
you're
it's
okay
like
with it.
you're approving and you're condoning what he did.
Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall has made it clear that he's moving forward. He's no longer waiting around or entertaining fantasy matchups. Instead, he's focused on defending his belt and building his own legacy, one defined by activity, dominance, and a clear path at the top of the division.
I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. It's just about the title for me.
Yep.
I just want the title. That's it.
Yep.
Does nothing else really matter. So, yeah, I get it completely. Get his point of view. Get what everybody's saying. Completely.
Nah, man, Jon's retired. What are we talking about, guys? Jon, you guys don't follow Jon on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that...
No, me too, actually. Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know Jon's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And, you know, we move on. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So Jon's retired and it's time that we move on.
Retired Jon Jones. Just as he predicted, Tom Aspinall, over a year ago, I think, said, I will retire this man without even having to fight him. He's never going to fight me. And despite all the umming and ahhing and all the fucking pretending that he was going to actually ever get in the cage with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones has done what we always knew he was going to do. He's tucked tail and ran. Imagine calling yourself a goat and yet behaving like such a duck. I mean, this is like back in the playground. Jon Jones has got a bike, Tom Aspinall's come over and goes, give us your bike now. What you have to do then is fight. You have to defend what your shit is and say, no, you're not going to take this. And do you know what Jon Jones did? You have it. I don't want to fight. You can have it. This is unbelievable. The greatest of all time. What a load of shit. I'm sorry. Never going to call that him the GOAT. Ever again. Because being the greatest of all time is not just about winning. And that's what Jon Jones doesn't understand. It's about how you conduct yourself throughout the whole of your career. Are you willing to fight the biggest challenges, the biggest tests, go in there and test yourself against everyone? And Jon Jones proved, without a shadow of a doubt, his biggest test, stepped up and he bottled it well and truly. Remember this clip from like over a year ago when Jon actually met Tom in person?
Respect, man. All the best. Respect. All the best. Do a quick picture. Sure. Yeah? Let's get it. A face-off. No, okay.
He wouldn't even face off with Tom Aspinall, let alone get in a cage with him. And after all of the fannying around and waiting for Jon Jones to man up and strap his balls on and defend his heavyweight title, because you've never really earned it. You beat a guy who wasn't even the champion. You beat Stipe. Oh my God, what a farce that fight was. That will go down as the most pointless, pathetic fight I can imagine in a world title.
But there's still a cloud of what if hanging over the division. What if Jon Jones returns for one final super fight? What if this entire situation was simply a long negotiation strategy? And what if, somewhere down the line, the Ultimate Fighting Championship decides to put together a massive event to lure Jones back? For now, it's all speculation. But one thing is certain, Joe Rogan's reaction is only the beginning of a conversation that is far from over.